morning and welcome to the vegetable garden. I have an exciting task to do today, and that is finally getting to harvest a head of broccoli. Growing broccoli has been a bit of a journey for me. I tried to grow it last year. I tried to grow the Waltham broccoli from Baker Creek, and I was a baby gardener and made a couple of mistakes that led to the complete failure of that goal. I can see now floating around in the garden cabbage moths that are trying to lay their eggs on all of my brassicas, and it's reminding me of what caused such a disaster last year. One of the biggest difficulties that you can have with growing brassicas, those being your cabbages, your broccoli, etc., is cabbage worms. And they are actually not worms, they're caterpillars. And just keep watching the moths there. This white moth that's floating around, is going to lay her eggs on the brassicas. So she's floating around the cauliflower, she floated around, actually I think the turnips are also brassica, she just floated around the turnips. She's going to come around and float around on my broccoli, there she is, and lay the eggs, and then when those eggs hatch, the caterpillars devour the plant. They're light green, they look just like the color of the leaves, and I can show you close up some of the damage that they do. So they're pretty frustrating as a pest. Now, I don't spray any like chemical pesticides or anything really on my plants. Everything is organic, and I haven't actually yet played with or worked with organic pesticides, those things like, spraying dilute vinegar. I haven't done that yet, but now that the cabbage worms are emerging, that's something that I'm going to reconsider. So last year I planted all of my brassicas, my fall brassicas, and nearly all of them, when they were very young, were devoured by cabbage worms, to the point where there was no chance of them surviving or growing. They were chewed right down to a nub. And that was pretty disappointing. I was really excited about those plants and having a fall crop, because that's not something that I had ever considered before. Being something that I could do. I always considered gardening only a summer activity, so it was my first year trying to extend my growing season, and it was shortened quite quickly by the cabbage worms. So I finally have beautiful looking broccoli that's ready to harvest. I'm probably only going to cut 2 of them because a few of them are still quite small. But I'm really excited about this. This is probably the crop that I don't want to say I'm most excited for, but right now I'm pretty jazzed about it. This is 2 years in the making, so let's get started on harvesting, hey? Before I actually cut them, I just wanted to show you some of the signs that you've got cabbage worms. Here's some holes. You can see a couple of holes here in the leaf. That is like a big indicator. You'll see holes. You'll see their excrement, here. You can see it here on the leaf. So somebody was chewing away and it falls down leaf of it. They actually haven't hit my broccoli too bad. Most of them are looking okay and don't have much in terms of signs of foraging from the cabbage worms or any other plant or any other insect. Gosh, they look so pretty. So I just harvested these two beauties. They look so good. They look like broccoli. I'm just so amazed and so happy, and I don't know, I'm so happy that I was able to get to this point. They're not the biggest heads of broccoli I've ever seen, but they're my broccoli. And I grew them with love and care and watched over them every day and picked all the little weeds that were around them. I definitely, you know, if I had like a favorite child in the garden, it would be these guys, just because of the disappointment I had last year. I really, really wanted to have at least one broccoli that I could harvest. And today I have two. It smells like broccoli. I'm so happy. It's the little things in life, you know? Whoever thought a broccoli plant could make someone so happy, but it has today. I'm gonna leave the rest of the plants today. I think the rest of them are a bit too petite. I'm watching that lady. Stop trying to lay your eggs on my darn plants, lady. I'm gonna have to investigate spraying some vinegar or something here, because it's getting into the months where get away. I'm just watching her beautifully lay little time bombs on my plants. Anyway, I'm gonna leave the rest of them. They're a bit too small for eating, and I think they're gonna grow a bit bigger. So I'm gonna leave the plants that where I harvested the broccoli. I'm not gonna pull them up yet, because there's a chance that they will grow. I don't know if ancillary is the right word, but secondary heads of broccoli. It's my understanding that they're typically smaller, but if there's a chance of getting some more, you know, out of the plant, then I'm gonna leave them, and there's nothing that I'm gonna put there right now anyway, so we're getting attacked by flies. So I'm gonna leave them. I am, again, so happy about this, and I can't wait to come back and harvest the rest of them when they're ready. So yeah, that is my harvest, my first ever harvest of successful large heads of broccoli. I'm so excited. This is a reminder that if you make mistakes and you fail, to try again. Keep trying if it's something that you want, whatever it is in your life, whether it's, you know, some kind of career goal or, you know, something in your hobby like a garden. Keep trying. You're gonna make mistakes, especially if you're not formally educated. I have no formal education on this. I just trying my best and using YouTube. Try again if you fail, because you learn from your mistakes. It's the toughest way of learning, but that's one way to get something in your brain, is to have a big failure at it and to try again and learn anew. So if I can do it, you can too. Anyway, thank you for coming along with me today and hearing my story about broccoli. I don't know how many people want to hear about my broccoli story, but thank you for listening if you still are, and happy gardening.